So in this mock interview, I'm not focusing specific to a support role like that. It will be a generic one. And when the recruiter was taking the people, they may consider for an implementation or a support project. So that it's not related to a support role, then the more focus on the support questions. It won't be like that. It will be completely on knowledge based, and also implementation support, all those things I will cover. Okay. So can anyone answer that? What is exactly the difference between a change request and a mini project or a project? What are the key differences? At least 3 differences you can mention. What are the 3 key differences between change request and a mini project? Anyone have answer? What the difference between change request and the project? Yes, Shiva, you can answer.
Yeah, hi Ganesh, good evening. Thanks for keeping this kind of sections, and yeah, it will be good for all for us also. Yep. So for the question answer is like change request. Whenever there is a, particular module, you can say like already existing system business wants some kind of a change. It may be some configuration settings, or the existing system, if they want to modify anything, so they will raise the change request. When it comes to mini project, it will be impacting for the other modules also. It will be like data has to be updated, or there will be, I mean, the change will be impacting for the other modules also. They will consider as a mini project, which will be impacting for the other modules also. So minimum, it will be run at least 3 months the project duration. Change request duration will be like depends on the what do you say, the change impact. Based on that, we will consider like 8 to 8 days, like some weeks also we can work on that. Just correct me if anything. I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I think there are a few points like duration you mentioned and multiple modules involved. Somewhat you can say correct. Okay,
Yeah.
for in case of change request, it's not something like only one module. Change request also will be included multiple modules. So the project, each company may put certain kind of a guide. For example, the new requirement is less than 30 man days or less than 50 man days, which is change request. Or if it is more than 50, it will be a mini project. Okay, if it is even more than a project. Okay, so the
Okay.
duration which you mentioned, that is valid point. And second thing, when it comes to change request, we will not have a project manager and a coordinator or a project planner, that level of
Yeah, correct.
change request, like any one module person will take a leadership and he will coordinate and do it. The project management cycle setup and all will not be there. Okay.
Yeah.
The high level, the activity methodology or SAP methodology will be more or less we use in both the places. But in case of project, you will have the core team, and also the meetings will happen, right? So the steering committee meetings and all those things will be there in case of project. So one is the efforts, means the, like you mentioned, the duration or the efforts of the change will decide it's a project or a change request. And project will have a project manager, a coordinator, planner, and all. In case of change request, not have a project manager. The second reason.
Yeah.
Change request also will have an integration between the modules, but most likely less integration, less complexity. But when it comes to uh, project, you will have definitely multiple. Even in the project also, I worked few projects where only WM and ABAP will be there. So we did
Okay.
only that. Okay, there is no other module because MMSD everything was available. So the module wise, you cannot tell that it's a project and change request. Efforts and the methodology and the project planner, project management. So these kind of examples you can give.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thanks, Manish.
So if you see that in case of any change request process, what is meant by RFP and what is meant by RFC? Tell that abbreviation and also the uses. What is RFP and what is RFC? Okay, so RFP and RFC, if you check our support video, and recently even I released one more video about the entire change request process, you will learn a lot. Let's, in entry point of view, RFP means request for proposal and RFC means request for change. So what happens whenever a new requirement comes, first of all, the business will prepare that requirement. So the initial phase, initial discussion, things will be covered under RFP, request for proposal. So once that RFP is signed and all the requirements, solution, and the efforts, cost, everything was finalized, then the RFP will be closed and we create RFC. This RFC will be our normal thing like development, testing, unit testing, then move to quality, then do the system integration testing and UAT. After completion of that, when any roles and all you take care, any data migration is required. Then after all are planned, then we'll move the changes to production. After moving to production, any migration is required. Master data, transaction data. It's like our SAP or activate methodology. It will be the process in RFC. So RFP is more at initial stage, requirement finalizing and solution finalizing and efforts, cost. When it comes to RFC, it is the actual execution, development, testing, and all. So you can make that sentences. How do you want it to prepare? Here, my answers are 70% is how I answer in the interview, but 30% is little bit more trainer level because I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, so that you listen this mock interview 1 or 2 times, 3 times, you can prepare your own sentences, how I'm breaking down. If I'm in the interview, someone has asked the question, I will not tell like this, right? So I will try to tell sometimes similar way, and sometimes based on the question, we need to answer. Question to answer is always important. Change request. Now I ask the question only, what is the difference between RFP and RFC? That's enough. You don't have to go beyond that and talk more on that. That's also important. Question to answer. I hope you got that. What is the difference between RFP and RFC? So the next question, how do you assign the source of supply? In a purchase requisition, how do you assign a source of supply? Can you just explain that? What is the source of supply and how do you assign? And from where system will fetch this source of supply?
Source of supply means it's a vendor. He's a vendor. It usually fetch from the PAR. If you maintain the purchase info record.
Any other source? PAR is one of the sources. Any other?
Hi, Ganesh.
He's from the
Hi, Ganesh.
contract or scheduling
Hi,
agreement
Ganesh.
to one
Yeah,
year.
that's the reason initially I mentioned that whoever wanted to answer, you raise the hand so that I will give the person, because it's not YouTube live, it is Google Meet, so people can talk, right? Okay, whoever raised, then I can give an opportunity. I think that first person, the Pooja, do you have something to tell, or else I will ask someone to?
Yes, like it usually comes from the contracts or agreements, and then PAR. Yeah, and then the previous PR. It will take the previous PR. Yeah.
So that SAP PM BVS RAM, can you answer that?
Yeah, thank you for giving an
Pooja, your
opportunity.
answer is
There
not
will be in
proper.
some sequence.
Let's listen.
Yeah,
Okay.
there will be in a first sequence, it will be coming from quota arrangements, then scheduling agreements, then contracts, then info records if it is checked with the automatic sourcing indicator. There will be in a sequence that it will be coming from quota arrangements, scheduling agreements, contracts, and info records. In info records, it should be any check with the automatic sourcing.
Okay, yeah, that's in latest days for HANA. Recently released the video also on that, the automatic sourcing button. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, what is source of supply means, like Pooja mentioned, it's the vendor from whom we are going to procure it. Okay. So that in purchase requisition, you will give the source of supply. Either it can be automatically determined or you can give manually also. So the source of supply, when you want to give, what are the different kind of documents and what is the order? Okay. So even that video also available if you want to watch. So here the order wise, the quota arrangement, you will always take the top priority, because in the quota arrangement, you are going to segregate into, if you have 3 vendors, you can give the different percentage, 60, 30, 10% like that. So the quota arrangement will have a top priority, and then source list with fixed indicator. So source list with fixed indicator will have the second top priority. So here the vendor, like info record, in ECC we don't have that one. We have only regular vendor. But in S/4HANA we have info record auto sourcing flag. So this flag is going to slowly eliminate the importance of source list. In future, maybe after 3 years or 4 years, when we talk about the source of supply, I believe we will not talk about source list maybe, because this info record auto sourcing flag is going to play most of the role which is currently being played by the source list. Okay. So you can tell these the main order. So if you want to check it, like our video about the source of supply and what are the different sources also, you can check it and test first in your system. You maintain and how system is getting determined the different kind of source list, source of supply. Quota arrangement, source list with fixed indicator, info record with auto sourcing. So these are the top priorities, top 3 you can tell. Okay. So what is functional specification? What is technical specification? And who will prepare FS and who will prepare TS? And what stays? Yes, yes, Ram.
Yeah, Ganesh. Whenever there is a gap, then we will go for any developments. Okay. During the time, we will write the functional specs and then technical specs. Functional specs will be generated. That means developed by, that means okay, written by functional consultant. Technical specs will be written by technical team, that is in ABAP. Okay. In functional spec, okay, we will write the what is the requirement, and then what is the use of the requirement, and then what is the T codes, what is the logic, and then what tables we can fetch the data. Okay, nothing but it is in a pseudo logic, we will write it there. And also we will write the how we will be testing the scenario later. Yeah, that's it, guys.
What about TS?
TS, okay, technical specs, they will write it. They will write, okay, based on the pseudo logic, okay, they will extract, okay, what logic and then what tables, how they will be fitting, whether they will be using BAPIs or in a program, all the details they will write it. And also they will write it something, it is kind of a performance and then all these things, also volume of the data, everything.
The function specification is any development if you want to do. It's a communication between the technical ABAP consultant and the respective function consultant, MM or SD. It's a kind of communication between technical and functional. So where you are going to write what is the requirement and what is the development about and what is the business benefit with the development and the logic. Okay, so what kind of a layout you want, if it is a report or form, if it is interface, what fields you wanted to interface, is it a new field not available in existing IDOC or existing API. So these kind of a document we prepare function specification. Technical specification, this function specification we prepare during that development stage, whether it you are Activate or SAP, whatever, those are the names, but let's talk it in a generic way, where we are preparing the realize phase will be there, right? Where we are going to develop at that point of time, we will prepare the function specification. Technical specification, most likely it will be prepared during final preparation, like almost when you are go live. So all the developments, the ABAP have to prepare a TS and provide as part of handover. So it will be just before go live or after go live, before handovering to support team, this TS preparations will be done. The entire technical specifications, where technical specification will contain the event screenshots of the program which was developed, and which kind of a function module or which kind of user exit, more into the technical part they mention in the TS, which is prepared by ABAP consultant. Function specification is prepared by function consultant. Okay, that part you can mention. And FS will have logic, everything, initial communication between the ABAP and functional. At that time, we didn't develop, we don't know how does the screen look like. Everything is imagination and everything understanding and what is your solution proposal. When it comes to TS, already the output is ready, so that he will take a screenshot, he will take the program coding, screenshot, everything, he will put it. And regarding the previous question, I was focusing on the master data. Generally, what happens when the source of supply, when you talk about, I'm creating a PR and contract agreement, water scheduling agreement, and all may or may not be available. Okay, when you create a PR, we focus on the master data so that it will be ideal answer when you talk about quota arrangement, source list with fixed indicator, and for record with auto sourcing, because these are the masters. Okay, PR is like a basic document so that you can focus on the tree, and the other things like documents you can mention that also. But generally, when you create a PR, the internal team, at that point of time, you may not have the external documents. Yeah. So can anyone tell about two scenarios which are integration between MM and SD? Let's give a chance to other person, Ram. Yeah. Can anyone answer? Two scenarios, you explain integration between MM and SD. Yes, Jagadish.
Hello, sir. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, first of all. I hope you can hear me. Hello, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, when coming to MM and SD integration, when we are doing the third-party procurement, so that time we will be contacting the SD to create the sales order, because one of the main integration with the MM and SD. And moreover, whenever if any sales order come to the SD team, they will contact MM team whether the production has completed or not, whether they can able to deliver the item to the customer or not. To contact those kind of to contact the MM also, SD will integrate with MM. So mainly in third-party procurement, um, to check the stock availability. In these two things, MM and SD will integrate.
Yeah, you can process-wise, you can tell third-party procurement and intra-company STO with delivery and inter-company STO with delivery. Okay, these three are quite. And if you want to go a little more, normal sales process also during the goods issue. Okay, that point of time also we'll have some integration, the delivery issues like that. And when you deal about MTO or like make to order or B2B process, okay, and there also the stock related movements 413, okay, so our these kind of transfers also will have a integration. So there are the different processes where MM and SD will be integrated.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So can you tell where do you check whether a material has how many sales orders and how many inbound deliveries, everything in one place? Is there any option in SAP where you can see what is my stock and what is the upcoming, I'm going to receive, and what are the stock which I need to supply to my customer? Mustaq, can you answer?
Yeah, hello sir, thank you for the opportunity. In MMBET code, we can see the material stock and also like how much stock is in which section, unrestricted or block stock or return stock, like that, sir. So
No. Any other member? Yeah, Vinay?
So the T code is MD04. How many stock is available in?
Yeah, even from MMBE also we can go, or directly we can go to MD04, or from MMBE also we can activate, we can navigate. So in MD04 you can see over all the liabilities
MD04.
and yeah, all the liabilities, everything we
Yes.
can check it. So let me say this is MD52. So where we can find the material with stock. So let's take any one material. So if you go to MMBE, you will see the stock. Okay, so from here also we can go to environment, and we have multiple options, right? Stock requirement list. If you go to stock requirement list, the system was asking me to select the plant cursor. So this is the MD04. Directly you can go to MD04 and check it, or you can from MMBE you can navigate it. Here you can see what is your stock. This is the stock on hand in your warehouse, how much stock is there. And these are the different stock which you are expecting to receive. And if you have any sales orders, deliveries, everything will show in negative. This is for one material. And you can also check for multiple materials also in the same MD04 and the collective access. You can also check for the collective access at the plant level, and system may ask you to input the MRP controller. Okay, click enter. So you can see that data for the collective materials also. So you need some more experience to understand these different buttons and percentage and all. But yeah, but generally we use this one mainly for to check the one material where you will get a proper clarity, what is available and all. Okay. So for example, if you have created a sales order and created an outbound delivery, is it possible to check whether a sales order is already reserved the stock or not? How do you check whether a sales order has reserved the stock? Yeah, Jagadish. How can you check whether a sales order reserved the stock or not? Okay, whenever you go to any sales order, go to VA03.
There is an option is called check the stock of the environmental data.
Yeah, you have to go to the item level. Directly you can go to this scheduling line. Okay, or else you can go to item and check it also. Directly you can go to scheduling lines, or you can go to details and schedule lines where you can see this confirmed quantity. If there is confirmed quantity, then only you can create outbound delivery. Otherwise, you cannot create delivery. So a sales order is created means it doesn't mean directly it reserved your thing. I mean, it will generate a requirement for you, but it's not completely strongly reserved, you can say. For example, you see here, October 20, 2023, the sales order was created, but confirmed quantity was 0 because on that day, the system doesn't have enough stock. Maybe on 21st or 22nd, they have received a new goods receipt. So then when they run this availability check again, on October 23rd, system allocated 400 quantity. Okay. So then what will happen? We call like a back order. A sales order without confirmed quantity is called as back order. Okay. So all sales orders are not firmly reserved. You need to verify the confirmed quantity is available or not. Okay. If there is a confirmed quantity, then only outbound delivery will be created. So delivery is created means you have sufficient stock in the system. Is it clear? So sales order is created means it doesn't mean it has sufficient stock, but an outbound delivery is created means you have sufficient stock. That the difference we need to understand when you work as a senior consultant and when you are dealing with clients about the requirements. We have to explain them clearly. You can create sales order although you don't have a stock, but you cannot create the delivery because that is the final document before shipping process to the customer. If you have a WM or EWM, you'll do the picking and all. Otherwise, your outbound delivery is created means you are ready, already you have a sufficient stock to send to your customer. Okay, so that knowledge is required when you're growing, because when I was mentioning this mock interview for 4+, 5+, you should be in a position to talk to your client. So when can you create a sales order? Okay, let's take an example. Is it possible to create a purchase order without reference to PR? Is it possible to create a purchase order without reference to PR?
Yes.
It's possible, sir.
But whenever if certain documents, for example, when you are creating any document, or we need to understand that one, in what circumstances business will create direct POs and what circumstances they create with reference to a document. Okay, it does not mean that you might learn PR, PO, GR, IR like this. It does not mean that always you should have a PR. Okay, so the business may create like urgent PO or direct PO, whatever the name they call, urgent PO or direct PO. They don't need any requirement of from the specific branch, because they know based on the urgent shipment or based on certain requirement, they can directly create the PO. Okay, so in this case, they will not have any kind of a PR. So ideal PR PO, this PR may be created by a department or a PR was created through MRP. Then it will convert to PO. After that, we'll do the GR, IR and all. Okay, we should understand that. Which is correct? Both are correct. So you need to understand the business requirement. So we can suggest them avoid direct creation of PO, because here there may be chances of wrong quantity creation or some miscommunication. But here, if you follow, you have a solid requirement from a specific department or solid requirement from your MRP. Okay, coming to MRP, can someone explain what is the difference between PD and maybe VB? MRP type PD and VB. Suhail Sheikh.
PD means no planning. We can use, and VB means manual reorder point.
PD means no planning.
Yes, VB means manual reorder point we can maintain.
Okay. Yes, Shiva Pujari, can you answer?
Is the PD, as he said, like there will be no planning. Will be manual reorder point. So whenever the stock is below to the reorder point, the system will pick the material for the MRP.
Okay. So whatever you are saying, no planning, that is ND. Okay. PD is the actual requirement basis. If you have a sales order, if you have a reservation, if you have a STO from your other client, all those quantities only will be some of those, all the quantities will generate a PR. That is PD. Okay. ND means no planning. If you have a material with ND, you run MRP, system will never consider those materials. PD, system will consider the requirements only. It can be reservation or anything. Even for STO, and also we need to have certain flags to calculate and to put a, for example, to the configuration. I'll just show you that one. Before that, let me tell you. VB is consider only the reorder point. In MRP view, if you have given 100 reorder point, if the stock is 80, then system will create a requirement for 20, because it is always trying to match your reorder point. PD, system will always consider your requirements. Okay, and in my project, we got a requirement of PD plus VB, so that I created a new one called G1. Okay, it's a reorder point with requirements. So this one will consider all sales order, like sales order, STO, reservation, all these requirements, and also the reorder point of 100 quantity. This one plus this one equals to my G1. Okay, I will show you that. So you can check our MRP videos to understand better what is MRP, different types, and how does it work. So go to SPRO, reference IMG, material management, consumption based, master data. You can use check MRP types. So this was I was mentioning, right? Let's go to VB. So if you see the reorder point planning, that here what you need to consider. Okay, so whether you wanted to consider the reorder point planning will be considered. So there are different other options also will be there. Okay, so consolidated and all, and if you check the PD, so when it comes to PD, this is the what I mentioned. Procedure is MRP, and it will consider the what all the requirements you have. Okay. So we need to consider sales order, you need to consider reservation. Okay, all those things will be considered here. So you can check that what are the different types. Mostly the PD and VB are quite popular, which we mentioned. And if you want to consider this automatic planning, and we have this VM, okay, automatic planning. So if you see this one manual reorder point with external receipts, there we can, whether you want to consider the reservation, okay, those all also you can explore the different options. So what are the different options are there and how you need to verify. See, by selecting this indicator, the system includes order reservation based on production orders as action requirements in the requirement calculation for reorder point planning. Okay. So if this V1 was the example what I have given, the reorder point, and also you want to consider the external requirement. You can see here the option include external requirements. Okay, what are the external requirements? It can be sales order, it can be a reservation, anyone who are having a requirements from your client, that also it will be considered. You can take your test system and test with different things. How does PD behave and how does VB behave? Okay. Okay. So, for example, can someone tell that what are the key benefits to a business because of MRP? Tell any two major benefits for a business if they follow MRP. Yeah, Jagdish.
Yeah, hi sir. When we are running the MRP, we can avoid the overstocking. So procuring lots of material, goods, those kind of things also we can avoid. It means, we can avoid overstocking. Hello, yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So when we're using the MRP, so then we can avoid the overstocking of the materials. It can be MRP used to avoid the over procurement or less procurement, those kind of things also MRP can be useful. And one more thing, so to run the business, to run the production continuously also MRP will be useful. So when we are running the MRP, that time the production also we can run continuously without any interruption. So for these two, MRP will be useful.
Okay. Yeah, Mustaq, do you want to add any points?
Yes, sir. So first of all, it makes sure that material is available on time. Material availability, is priority. And next is whenever we say it basically like automates the PR process, PR creation process. So that is one more things.
Okay. The main points like someone mentioned that you will avoid the over procurement because you have a proper. If you use PD, system will only consider you need a sales order 10 quantity, you have reservation 5 quantity, STO 3 quantity, then 18 quantity only system will rise. So that MRP will ensure that you will not do any over procurement. That's a good answer. And second thing, that is for the benefit of procurement. And also your sales process and the customer satisfaction will be better because you will never miss any requirement. You have a sales order, you are procuring based on the requirement properly on time. So the delivery date, everything you need to manage. For your customers, for every requirement, you are going to procure and provide the materials on time to your customer. The second benefit you can mention. And third one, someone mentioned like the PR. So PR can be automated. So any department, now the departments raise the PR, then it will come to purchasing department and all. But here the PRs can be created automatically based on the requirement, so that the PR creation process, maybe earlier before MRP, every month your company is creating 1,000 PRs. Now it may become only 200, 250 PRs because most of the materials you made it MRP activated. So these three benefits you can mention. Okay, optimizing your sales process, you are all providing the on time without any missing and all. You will not do any over procurement. Earlier you are doing assumption 100 quantity, but you are ordering 150, then you're paying more to your vendor. Your warehouse has a lot. Yeah, because of the proper thing, your warehouse storage managing also very good. Earlier you were having 150, but next 2 months or 1 month, you have only 100 sales. The 50, your storage space is getting wasted in your warehouse. When you have more stock, more manpower is working on managing that stock. Either it's a stock count process or receiving and putting into the warehouse or moving from one bin to another bin. These all operations are increasing, right? In your home, if you have 10 furniture items or 4 furniture items, how much work you do it the similar way. So if you have over procurement you are doing, so your warehouse is having space issues, you are paying additional rent to your warehouse vendor, warehouse customer from whom you are warehouse vendor from whom you have taken as rent and managing. Okay, so MRP will reduce all these costs and also it will increase the efficiency. You can, based on my lengthy sentences, you can pick suitable 3-4 points. We can auto PR creation will save the time of PR creation by different departments, and the over procurement will be avoided. We will procure only what is needed. And third one, when we don't have additional stock, over sufficient space to receive the new stock, and also we will not take any additional space and additional cost to the vendor from whom we have taken the warehouse. When we have a sufficient stock and exact stock in the warehouse, stock count process will be less, like the time which you are spending for stock count or warehouse housekeeping activities when they're moving from one bin to another bin. Those all processes, for example, you are spending 300 man days on the warehouse. Because of this one, you may spend only 180 or 170 man days. You can reduce 30% to 40% of the manpower by using the proper procurement process with the planning. Then what are the challenges to go for MRP? You must know, if you are going for a reorder point planning, you must know that what is my reorder point. You should analyze your past history and general requirement or general demand of that material, and they have to give that one. If you give just like that 10 quantity and you are ordering 10 quantity extra and coming to your warehouse, if you don't have a sales, that 10 quantity will be aged. The aging of the stock will be increased. So MRP has benefits, but if you have having the proper strategy and proper information about your past history or consumption history of your materials. If you are using the reorder point. No, Ganesh, we don't use reorder point. We always order based on PD. But when you go for a PD, what challenges you will face? Your sales order and your MRP run, exact quantity you are ordering, so that how soon you are running MRP, and generally what is the delivery time you are committing to your customers. Okay, today sales order created and you are committing within 5 days, but your vendor will provide the materials in 2 weeks. Then your MRP no use, right? Because today sales order created and maybe within 2 hours PR is created. Your purchasing team has converted in the evening to PO and sent to the vendor. But you agreed with the vendor as a 2 weeks. But the sales order, you committed to your customer for 5 days. So all these points need to be taken care. Okay. So then if you don't have a stock, you always wanted to procure based on the order, available order, then you need to commit your customer little more. Like you will commit your customer, I cannot provide you within a week. So I need at least 2 weeks because I have to order from my vendor. So your customer is saying that no, 2 weeks means I will not buy from you. Then you will say them, okay, I will provide you in 1 week. Then what you need to do? You should go for the reorder point. I mean, just now mentioned, right? Requirement plus reorder. So you will always maintain a minimum stock of 10 quantity because you have certain customers who require your material on immediate basis, so that you need to maintain the minimum stock. Okay, that's what, right? What is make to stock? What is make to order? For example, you start a jute bag business you wanted to start, or some environment, eco-friendly related. What is make to stock or what is make to order? For example, I think you would have seen my the Ganesh SAP SCM, some bag I did recently. I ordered few hundreds, but whatever the quantity I ordered, because that's a make to order. I ordered because I want to give to people, my relatives or my people or whoever, students, whoever I meet in Vishakhapatnam, whatever I want to give. So I ordered. So now you can see that's a make to order. So that person is always doing make to order because he gets order. So tell me the design. I can choose my design. I can choose my color of the font. I can choose the design of the bag. Everything I have chosen. Then I ordered. I paid 50%. And once the bags are delivered to my location, I paid the full amount. Here I'm also happy because I chose my design. I chose my quality. And he's also happy because he is making that count after got the order and also advance. Okay, what about make to stock? I spoke to him about the make to stock. Make to stock means he has to put in Amazon or Flipkart or even maybe a physical store in some place. 20, 30, 40 pieces of different designs he has to make. Maybe a flower or maybe Ganesha or some design or a plant, different designs he has to make, 20, 30, 40 like that. So he should have a go down or a warehouse. He has to invest and put it in Amazon and all. 100 people will see the link, but only 20 people will go through and maybe 3 people will buy. So in make to stock, you have a risk because you have to keep investment and you have to keep a minimum stock to your customers, and people will like certain designs will not be sold at all. Then what to do with those designs? So I hope you got an idea. Make to stock means you will keep first assumption. Okay, I think this Lord Ganesha will go more. Okay, some Sachin Tendulkar you put it. Okay, it will go more. Something, whatever the design you are with your expectation, you may keep more quantity, and few things may go. That's the make to stock. Make to order, it's properly you will do it. Then there is a requirement. So both are business strategies. Few people may be comfortable with make to stock. Few people may be comfortable with make to order based on your financial investment and the market of the product and all. Okay. So that's the way, like how you need to. I hope you got an idea about the MRP. There are multiple questions are covered in that discussion where I mentioned about the MRP related things. Okay. So what is the key step? For example, you have a plant and the plant has a 4 or 5 different locations. Okay. When we have a 4 or 5 different locations and you want to have a different 4 different shipping points. Is it possible to maintain or derive the shipping point based on the storage location in SAP or not? If yes, where do you do the configuration? Storage location specific shipping point is possible or not? And if yes, where do you make that config? Okay.
No.
Yes, Ram.
That shipping point, it will be linked with the only plant, not with the storage location.
Okay.
But we can go for an assumption that, okay, if there is any shipping points, 4 are there, 4 storage locations, it will be given. But directly, there is no link plant, storage location, and then shipping point, Ganesh.
Okay, so it's possible. Okay, let me explain.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is the plant, and you have a plant. Maybe you can say like GP01 is your plant. For this plant, you may have a different storage locations. Okay, let's take an example. You have 4 storage locations. So if it may be FG01, you store all finished goods related. And this is raw material. This may be you have some spare parts. Here you may keep some kind of packing materials. So here you have a packing materials, and here you have a spare parts. Here you have finished goods. Here you are storing raw material. And you wanted to pick the goods, and different for finished goods you may have certain cranes or certain kind of forklifts. Okay, some automated forklifts. Everything you are using here. Spare parts are all small spare parts, nuts, bolts. Okay, here you don't use any kind of a major equipments. A human will take it and put it in a small jar or small kind of a thing you will handle. Packing materials, cotton boxes and all. So there it not be heavy. You will use the forklift and all, but you don't need a heavy equipment. Mostly the cotton box or else some kind of a fabric materials, the packing materials. Raw materials, you will have a small parts, medium parts, everything will be the raw materials. So it has a separate design of that one. So now we wanted to have one shipping point may not be sufficient. For example, you want to sell to your customer certain shipping point where that shipping point will take care about the, like I told you, the heavy equipment. So 4 different shipping points you wanted to have, then it is possible. Go to SPRO, reference IMG. Okay, let me, our main point is 100. Shipping point, GPS1. GPS2, GPS3, GPS4. Okay, let's take it. That's our question, right? So normal wise, we quite popular logistic execution, goods, logistic execution, shipping, basic shipping functions, shipping point and goods receiving point determination. Okay, here we do the SN shipping points. This is what we know generally like SN shipping points where the based on the shipping conditions, loading group. Just now I mentioned that this loading groups we create for the forklifts or cranes or anything if you want to go for that. Plant and a shipping point. This is what just now Ram has mentioned that only one shipping point is possible. But we have additional shipping points. Set up storage location dependent shipping determination. If you go here and the rules, everything you maintain here, assign shipping points according to storage location. Shipping condition, loading group, plan, location, and shipping point. Okay, I hope it's clear. Here you can do the config and the table also you can see both are storing different table. Storage location 1, TVSTZ. Okay, TVSTZ. And if it is plant level, TVS TZ, and that is TVS TZ store log. You can check the table. This is 16N. Yeah, TVS TZ underscore STOR LOC is the table where you can find your shipping point for the storage location. And for the plant, only TVS TZ. So this is possible. If you want to use the SLOC to SLOC STO process, we need to do this config and also that determination process. So anyway, the question to answer is, it is possible to have a different shipping points for the how to do that one and the table that you understand here. And many people will confuse, they don't assume that the STO also can be done between SLOC to SLOC. Generally, it is possible that in Mumbai, you created one plant, but locations you put it different places of your stores, you put it like a different storage locations. Okay, maybe from Airoli to Vikhroli or wanted to transfer, then location, you're not creating a multiple plants. Then because of 30 kilometer, 20 kilometer, you have to use the STO process. Okay, so that STO is possible between storage location also. It's not only plant to plant, within plant, one location to another location also, we can do that. So STO is possible. Company code to company code. Company code to company code. Plant to plant. And storage location to storage location within same plant. Okay. Plant to plant within same company code. So these are the three types of possible. So SLOC to SLOC also possible. So this is a kind of a config we need to do it. Okay, I think we covered few questions. I think I will share this video into the public. Then you can watch the different topics which we covered. And if you have any other good questions with you and you wanted to cover in the next session, or if you have any other feedback, please send an email to me or put it in a YouTube comment, so that definitely I will go through. And next session, I will try to improve or make it more efficient based on the given feedback. Okay, thanks for your time. And yeah, keep following our videos and documents. And on Udemy, provide your ratings. In the weekend, you spend some 30 minutes for me to give the ratings to all the courses. Okay.
Yeah, Ganesh,
yeah.
Actually, I have a small query.
Mm.
Is it that translations MB 1A, 1B, 1C are absolute in S4HANA, right?
Yes.
Is there any provision to activate these transactions in S4HANA?
You want to activate?
Yeah.
What's the reason? Because Migo is fulfilling all the requirements, right?
Actually, recently I got one requirement. Through this MB1A, these transactions, we can able to maintain multiple data at a single run. Right. Multiple material, multiple data, multiple line item data we can maintain through this transaction.
Migo also you can maintain, right? No, in Migo also, if you minimize these screens, are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So once you come to Migo, minimize this header and detail also you minimize it. Then you can paste almost 14, 15. If you are using a desktop screen, okay, even you can make it even more. You can paste the material number here, quantity, location, from location to location. You can prepare an Excel sheet based on the gaps. Okay, you can just paste material, plant, location, everything will come. Okay, you can paste till 14 minimum. I think based on your big screen, if you're using, even you can make it even more. Okay.
Okay, got it.
So no need to activate for that. You can do this one. And if you really want to do hundreds, then you can go for any upload related one.
Okay, but there is no provision, right, to activate these transactions?
No, no, no. I think no. SAP already put SAP note and respective controls. No one will recommend that also. Okay.
Okay. Sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining and